Why do they hate you when you've done nothing wrong? Why do they whisper your name like it carries a curse? Why does your light seem to irritate those who claim to know God? Let me tell you, chosen one, you are not crazy. You are not arrogant. And no, you are not imagining things. This isn't about you being wrong. This is about you being favored. What if I told you that hatred is a hidden sign not of your failure, but of your calling? That the whispers behind your back are actually confirmations of a divine assignment. You are not hated for who you are. You're hated for who you are becoming. From Joseph to Jesus, the ones anointed by heaven have always been misunderstood by earth. And that's what we're diving into today. This is not just a message, this is a revelation. Stay with me until the very end. Because once you understand why they hate you, you'll stop trying to fit in and start rising into your true identity. Let's begin. Why do they keep attacking me, even when I stay quiet? Because silence threatens the insecure. Because your stillness speaks louder than their noise. Because you carry something holy and it disturbs their demons. You see, the moment God marked you, the war began. Not a war you started, but a war you were born into. And your mere presence, chosen one, becomes a reminder of everything they're not. Why me? That's the wrong question. Ask instead, why not me? God has always chosen unlikely people to carry undeniable favor. Moses had a speech problem. David was forgotten in the field. Mary was just a teenage girl. But what did they all have in common? Favor. And what did that favor attract? Jealousy. Suspicion. Hatred. That's the price, chosen one. Favor is free from God, but it costs everything in the world. People don't hate you because of what you did. They hate you because of what God did for you. It's not the car you drive. It's the grace you carry. It's not the words you speak. It's the presence that walks with you into every room. Even when you lose, you rise again. Even when they gossip, your reputation survives. Why? Because heaven has signed your destiny in permanent ink. And no opinion can erase what God has ordained. So yes, you will be hated. Yes, you will be lied on. Yes, you will walk into rooms and feel the energy shift. But do not fear it. It is written, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me." Matthew 5:11. That blessing doesn't come after the hate. It is the hate. The hatred is a signal. It's a divine echo confirming you're on the right path. Don't curse it. Don't chase approval. Don't water down your light to keep others comfortable. Shine brighter. Because the same people who mock your journey will one day need your prayers. They will sit in your presence and not even understand why they feel peace. They will see your joy and wonder how you kept it after all the storms. It's because you are not standing on their applause. You are standing on God's favor. And favor always costs something. Why do people close to me seem the most offended by my growth? Because Cain is always jealous of Abel. Because the spirit of jealousy wears the mask of familiarity. Because the ones who watched you struggle can't stand to see you succeed. Let's go back. Cain and Abel. Two brothers. Same altar. Same God. But different hearts. Abel gave his best. Cain gave out of obligation. And when God favored Abel's offering, Cain didn't repent, he resented. He didn't kill Abel because Abel did anything wrong. He killed him because God said yes to Abel. That spirit still lives today. You get the promotion, they roll their eyes. You launch a business, they forget to support. You find joy, they say you've changed. But the truth is, they never loved the real you. They only loved the version of you that struggled. And when you started to heal, you stopped needing them. That's what offended them. They weren't angry at your success. They were angry at their own stagnation. Your elevation became a mirror. And when they looked into it, they saw what they hadn't done with their own lives. That's why the hate feels so personal. Because it is. It comes from people who should be celebrating you. People who should be clapping. People who prayed with you when you were down but disappeared when you got up. But listen closely. You don't need everyone to go with you. You only need God to go before you. Jesus himself said, "A prophet is not without honor except in his own town." Matthew 13:57. Your hometown might be your battlefield, but your anointing is your weapon. So walk boldly. Even if they betray you, even if they lie, even if they leave. Because God will always raise up strangers to bless what family refused to see. This is the pain of divine favor. It isolates. It agitates. It activates. But it also elevates. And if they hated Jesus without cause, don't be shocked when they hate you, too. Why are they watching me? Because you are marked. Marked. For what? For greatness. For war. For God's purpose. I didn't ask for this. No. But He chose you anyway. And now I walk into rooms and feel the air tighten. I speak, and silence falls like judgment. I smile, and it threatens their pride. Yes. Because your presence reveals their absence. Your light exposes shadows they thought were safe. Then why do I feel punished for being obedient? Why does favor feel like a curse? Because it is not favor by man. It's favor from heaven, and heaven's favor always draws hell's fire. I don't want enemies. But the anointed never get to choose that. You don't make enemies, they are revealed by your obedience. So, this is the price. This is just the beginning. They used to love me. Until I started praying louder. Until I stopped agreeing with their gossip. Until I said no when they demanded my silence. You stepped out of alignment with the world. And when you did, they noticed. I didn't mean to offend them. But you did. Because truth always offends lies. Light always offends darkness. And destiny always offends mediocrity. And now they say I've changed. You have. You are no longer who they knew. You are becoming who heaven called. But they lie about me now. Because they can't control you. So they twist your name to match their narrative. They call me arrogant. Because your confidence in God looks like arrogance to those insecure in themselves. They say I'm self-righteous. Because your conviction makes their compromise uncomfortable. They say I think I'm better than them. No. But they feel lesser next to what you carry. So instead of rising, they slander. Is this what David felt? Betrayed by brothers while carrying the oil. Exactly. Even the chosen must face the rejection of those they love. So rejection is not failure. No. It's confirmation. Confirmation. Yes. Heaven's mark on your life irritates every unhealed wound in others. That's not your fault. That's your calling. But sometimes it hurts so deeply. I want to hide. I want to disappear. Even Elijah wanted to hide in a cave. Even Jesus wept in Gethsemane. Pain is the price of the mantle. But they were strong. I'm not like them. They were broken too. But in their breaking, God proved faithful, just like He will with you. Then tell me again, why do they hate me? Because you remind them of what they gave up on. Because your fire exposes their ashes. Because your hunger shames their apathy. But I didn't come to shame anyone. No. But your existence convicts their comfort. And people would rather crucify a mirror than face their reflection. So what do I do? Keep walking? Keep loving? Keep forgiving? Even when they mock? Especially then. Even when they lie? Especially then. Even when they smile in my face and stab in my back? Yes. Because you are not living for their applause. You are living for His well done. And that's enough. It has to be. Then let me be clear. I didn't ask for favor. I didn't beg for this path. But I won't apologize for it either. Good. Because chosen ones don't need permission to be chosen. They just need courage to stay the course. I may be hated. I may be misunderstood. But I will not back down. That's the sound of someone who understands the weight of their assignment. Let them lie. Let them leave. Let them laugh. I'll still rise. And rise you will. Not because of who you are, but because of who He is in you. And when I rise, they'll have to face the truth they tried to bury. They're still talking about me. Yes. And I'm still quiet. You're learning. Learning what? That silence hurts worse than screaming. No. That silence protects what shouting would destroy. But it feels like surrender. It's not surrender. It's wisdom. You don't owe your truth to every ear that won't hear. But they're twisting everything. Painting me like the villain in their story. Because villains make easy targets. And silence makes them bold. Then why not speak up? Why not defend myself? Because truth doesn't need to shout to survive. It just needs to stand. So I just let the lies grow. No. You let them exhaust themselves. Lies are loud but not lasting. But what if people believe them? They believed lies about Jesus too. That He was possessed. A drunk. A rebel. A heretic. Yes. And He stayed silent when it mattered most. Before Pilate. Before the cross. He didn't defend Himself. Because the truth didn't need defense. It needed demonstration. I don't know if I'm that strong. You don't need to be. You just need to be still. Still. Yes. Be still and know. Know what? That He is God. That He sees all. That vengeance is not your assignment. But justice belongs to the Lord. I want to fight back. Then you'll lose what only silence can preserve. And what's that? Favor. Grace. Protection. Vindication. Vindication feels so far away. It always does. Until it arrives. Silence makes me feel invisible. No. Silence makes you holy. Holy. Set apart. Untouchable by drama. Removed from the chaos. Elevated beyond reach. But it feels lonely. Favor often is. Why does God make His favorites feel forsaken? He doesn't. But the process always precedes the promise. They say I'm cold. Because they can't access you anymore. They say I think I'm better. Because they no longer have control. They say I cut them off. No. They cut themselves off when they stop speaking truth. So silence is protection, and power, and proof. Proof that you are not who they say you are, because you don't behave how they expect you to. Then let me be misunderstood. Good. Because chosen ones are not called to be explained. They are called to be elevated. Let them talk. I will not respond. And heaven will honor that. I will hold my peace. And he will fight your battle. I will stand still. And you'll see the salvation of the Lord. They don't stop. They won't. Not until they see they can't win. Why am I their obsession? Because you are their conviction. I didn't do anything to them. You didn't have to. Your existence exposes their emptiness. That sounds cruel. No. It's truth. Light doesn't try to shame darkness. It just shows up and darkness flees. So it's not what I said. It's who you are. It's not what I did. It's what God is doing in you. I don't even speak on them. But your fruit speaks for itself. I'm tired of being their rumor. Then let heaven make you their reminder. Reminder of what? That God still chooses. That God still raises. That God still favors. That God still protects. That God still vindicates. That God still uses nobodies to silence everybody. So my silence wasn't weakness. No. It was worship. My tears weren't wasted. No. They were testimonies in liquid form. My heartbreak had purpose. Always. Because before God exalts, he exposes. Exposes what? Your enemies. Your wounds. Your foundation. Your strength. And most of all, your faith. But I almost gave up. Then that means you were close. Close to what? To breakthrough. To vindication. To rising. To becoming what hell tried to prevent. So, I'm not a victim. You are a vessel. I'm not broken. You're battle-tested. I'm not forsaken. You're favored. Then why does it still hurt sometimes? Because healing doesn't erase history. It just gives it purpose. And what's my purpose now? To shine without apology. To walk without shame. To speak when God says speak and to stay silent when he whispers, I've got this. And what about them? The ones who hurt me, hated me, lied on me. Bless them. What? Bless them. Why? Because bitterness binds. But blessing breaks. Breaks what? The cycle. The stronghold. The trap. The curse. So I win when I bless. You win when you obey. You win when you forgive. You win when you release. You win when you keep building what they tried to bury. Then I forgive them. Even if they never say sorry. Even if they keep talking. Even if they do it again. Even if. Because my favor isn't dependent on their apology. Say that again. My favor isn't dependent on their apology. Say it louder. My favor isn't dependent on their apology. Good. Now breathe. I feel lighter. That's what release feels like. I feel free. That's what forgiveness feels like. I feel powerful. That's what favor feels like. I feel seen. Because God never took his eyes off you. I feel chosen. Because you are. And even if they never understand me, heaven already does. Even if they never stop hating me, heaven never stopped loving you. Even if I'm still misunderstood, You are still marked, still anointed, still called, still rising, still walking, still becoming, still chosen. Yes, still chosen. To the one who's been hated without a reason, take heart. What they said about you cannot cancel what God spoke over you. You don't need their approval. You don't need their apology. You have heaven's hand, and that's more than enough. Keep walking. Keep shining. Keep standing. You are not defined by their hate but by His favor. And that, chosen one, is the prize and the promise.